Unmasking Grammar. Distinguishing between active and passive voice. Hello, English learners. In today's lesson, we will dive into a very important aspect of English grammar, distinguishing between active and passive voice. Understanding the difference and knowing when to use each one can significantly improve your English proficiency. It might seem tricky at first, but don't worry, we'll unmask the complexities together. In an active sentence, the subject performs the action. It is direct, energetic, and clear. The structure is typically subject, verb, object. Let's look at an example. John ate the apple. Here, John is the subject, ate is the verb, and the apple is the object. On the other hand, in a passive sentence, the action happens to the subject. The subject is acted upon. It often uses the structure object, verb, by, subject. For instance, the apple was eaten by John. Here, the apple, object in the active voice, becomes the subject, was eaten, is the verb, and John is mentioned at the end, introduced by. So, how do you distinguish between the two? Remember the roles of the subject. In active voice, the subject does the action. In passive voice, the action is done to the subject. Also, notice the verb form. Passive sentences often use a form of be plus past participle. Like, was eaten, in our previous example. It's crucial to distinguish between active and passive voice because they have different implications. Active voice is often clearer and more concise, while passive voice can be useful when the action is more important than who or what is performing the action. However, overuse of passive voice can make your writing or speech sound vague or impersonal. That's why it's important to know the difference and use each voice appropriately. And there you have it. Now you know how to distinguish between active and passive voice in English. Remember, practice makes perfect. So, don't hesitate to practice this in your day-to-day conversations or while writing. We hope this lesson has made the concept of active and passive voice clearer for you. Keep practicing, and keep learning. See you in our next video, where we will continue our journey of unmasking English grammar. Happy learning!